at it again with another one. And today we will be talking about why being a golden child is BS. Now, disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with your family loving you, and you're not spoiled just because you have a loving family. I hate how people try to make it seem like you're wrong or there's somehow your life is invalid just because you have less struggles than the next person. One of the biggest blessings that people don't really appreciate is having a boring testimony. Having a boring testimony is a really good thing. Some people don't get that because all they care about is what they can show off or what they can prove, what their ego finds satisfactory. So that's what I think, and this is why I think I'm qualified to talk about this, because I was a golden child. I was firstborn, great grandson of that generation, first, oldest, all that stuff, right? So I've had a lot of people like pour into me, and a lot of people try to steer me in the right direction, which is a good thing. I didn't really get written off as a failure too much, but the times I did, it did hurt. But I will say this. The reason why I think that being a golden child is nonsense is because all it does is boost your head up, and it makes you a target within your own family. It makes you a target within your own family, and it makes you a target within just general life, because you could have the confidence from being positively affirmed your whole life, and you could be around people who didn't get that, and they're trying to tear you down, and it's hard to understand that. It's hard to accept that some people are just losers. Like, some people are they're so weird that they want to tear down other people. Now, see, somebody could look at what I just said and be like, oh, you're egotistical, you're calling people losers. You are a loser if you want to tear somebody down just because you think they're doing good. Just because you think they're better than you. I don't think I'm better than anybody. But there's people that think they're better than me. There's people that think that I think that I'm better than people just because I have principle and morals, and I stand on it, because why not? Throughout history, you never got anywhere by being unrighteous. That freedom that comes with having a clear conscience is something that money cannot pay for. So yes, if I get ridiculed because I don't do something, that don't mean I'm arrogant. That don't mean I'm better than somebody. It just means I'm a man enough to say no and mean it. And a lot of that is missing nowadays. But that type of stuff is what I'm talking about, why being a golden child can be BS, because it makes you a target. If you get around somebody and they've been told their whole life, you ain't never gonna be nothing, you ain't never gonna do nothing, when they get around somebody that it has been told the opposite of that, they're gonna be jealous of them, because they were never taught not to be jealous of somebody better than them. They never taught to think that people aren't really better than them. They were just raised better than them. Nobody is better than me. I'm better than nobody. But when you literally have self-confidence enough to just do your own thing, despite the challenges that come with it, you're gonna be a target. And another point, the reason why I say that too is because every time you fail, it gets broadcasted. See, people love having the attention that come with life and with people, whatever, but every time you fail, it's gonna be broadcasted. Every time something goes wrong, it's gonna be everybody's business. They're gonna be talking about you. But then when you're doing good, and it is weird, like, you're doing good, you're gonna create a target, people are gonna be jealous, or when you're doing bad, they're gonna say, I told you so, and basically affirm all their insecurities and suspicions just because they want to treat somebody different just because of what they got or where they're at in life. Like, basically, a lot of people have a lot of expectations. And with being a golden child, basically people want to build you up so they can control you. They want to tell you get good grades so then they can tell you what type of job you need to get, so then they can ask you for something, so they can look like they did a good thing. And that's my point. My life is more valuable than people's vanity. So I'm not about to sit up here and do things that don't really add to me spiritually or anything like that, just so somebody I know can say good job. Because for what? And that's my whole thing. Somebody wants to sit up there and say that, oh, you're spoiled, you're this, you're that. I'm not spoiled. I just moved to the beat of my own drum. Because why not? What's the point of sitting up there being angry and being just rageful just because you want people to love you? But is that really love? Is it really love to sit up there and treat somebody different just because? Is that really love? It's not. That's why I said, that's why I never understood people who sought attention all the time. You want these people to care about you, but the reason why they care about you is not a good reason. Now, I don't know if this is just me being overthinking and just overanalyzing things, but I just kind of see that. When you're doing what everybody wants you to do, it's fine. When you're making the money people think you should make, it's fine. But when you step out and try to do more than that, then it's a problem. And I learned that just literally following my dreams. I never thought that I'd be making a YouTube video right now. And the only reason why I took so long is because I was so afraid of being outside of what people thought I should be. I would have been consistent. I would have been doing way more. I would have been doing the things I really, really had interest and ideas about if I quit worrying about how I was perceived from people who just wanted to use me anyway. People are used to me being quiet, and I am quiet. But then when I open my mouth, they're gonna be like, oh, what you say is stupid, or why you think that? That's dumb. Then I don't want to talk anymore. Or when they ask me a question and I say something, they don't listen or understand. But if somebody different said it, they'd understand it completely. That's why I said that type of stuff is weirdo behavior to me. And I feel like I'm the only one of the few people that go through that. Like it's a golden child thing, because people look at you differently, even though you don't look at anything differently. You just look at things as they are, and you look at things that could potentially be different with time. But it's like, I'm not finna sit up here and think that my life should be this because somebody else said it should be. Because that's really what's held me back my whole life. I've always had an interest in playing video games and getting paid for it. I've always had an interest in doing things untraditionally and taking care of myself. Like, I've always wanted a house. I've always wanted like a car that was paid off. Like, I've always wanted things that a lot of people say you can't really do consistently. But when I ask the question of why, it's because they've been told that it ain't worth it. But it is. And that's my whole point when it ties into failure with being a golden child. Because when you're a golden child and you want to do that, you want to do things different, the hardships is going to come, then those people going to turn their back. Same thing with being a target when it comes to, at least in the family, right? In the family, people are going to be jealous of you for no reason. People are going to laugh at you. It's weird because they'll laugh at you, then they'll ask you what's going on, then they'll gossip, then they just want you to be around just so they can continue to do that. Then if they need something, they'll call you. And that type of weirdo behavior, oh yeah, and let me add, they'll go to church on Sunday and act like they don't do that stuff. Then wonder why people my age don't be in there. A lot of black men don't go to church because they're seeking truth, and you can't find it nowadays. You can only find it in a linear way, which is just reading the Bible and just keeping it like that. And that's my whole point. When you're a golden child, you're a target. People will literally try to control you, and you're a pawn. When you're a golden child, they'll treat you like a king whenever they're really using you as a pawn. And that right there is my whole thing I've noticed ever since I decided to follow my dreams. You'll have people who will laugh. You have people who will say, oh, well, you think you're better than us. You have people that do all of that. Then when they want your help, they will ask. When they need help, they will ask you. They'll take advantage of your kindness. Some people act like you can't be confident and humble at the same time. All I want to do is just make money pursuing my dreams. I got an opportunity to do that, and I'm going to take it. You'll have a family member that'll be like, oh, well, that's stupid. You ain't making no money. But if I was, you'd be asking. If I was making money, you'd be asking. If I did pull up in a new car, you'd be wanting to ride. But that type of stuff is weirdo behavior. You won't say what's up to me in my own house, but you'll say what's up to somebody else. But if I had money, you'd be like, hey, how you doing? Some people bring up your deposits more than they bring up you. And that's just a hypothetical, like with somebody saying hello to me versus somebody else. That's just general. Like, I ain't saying I went through that, but I'm saying that's the mentality. That's the mentality. And my thing is to stop with the labels. Stop with the labels. That's all I'm saying. Like, screw if somebody wants to put you on a pedestal. Screw if somebody thinks this, that, and the third. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you can only do what you can do. You can only do some things, and you can only just keep going or give up or you can only go your own path. And with the golden child thing, you're scripted. So when you break out of that, it's gonna be difficult, but it's going to be worth it. Because all people are gonna do is show you why they should or shouldn't be around you. And that's all I gotta say about that. And the verse of the day is my favorite verse. John 6:29. The work of God is to believe in the one he sent. He's talking about Christ. Christ is saying that about himself. Christ breaks you out of that mold. He breaks you out of that nonsense that the world tries to put on you. And when you put all that beneath you and walk out on that water, you'll see how beautiful everything is with him in the center of it, because he's the creator. God bless.